Dominguez from Empowered Leadership, and I am talking about sharing the message behind the self-confidence revolution. You might be saying, what the heck are you talking about, Renee? Well, I am on a mission for this year to be about us as women, female empowered women, leaders, to step into what is it? What does it mean to step into self-confidence? What does it mean to become an unapologetic leader? So today I am talking about imposter syndrome. Who here can relate to that? I am broadcasting live to you all using Restream, and I'm still learning all the tech stuff on behind the scenes stuff, but I share that with you because how many of us had said, I will start when? I will start when I have it all mapped out. I will start when I have learned everything I need to learn. I will have it mapped out when I have problem solved any situation, any problem that could come up. For me, I will go live when I know how to use all the technology behind the scenes stuff. I will go live when I know how to make different systems talk to each other so I can get the look and feel that I am aiming for. But I said, Renee, just go live. It's all about the message you have to share. Honestly, people don't care about all the tech stuff. I can say the overlays and the RMTP and the video output and the audio. And like, I could be saying all that stuff. Does anyone really care? No. What do they care about? They care about you. They care about your message. They care about how are you showing up? What impact can you have that you can leave that little footprint for them on you can be more. You can do more. You are meant for more. And so here I am broadcasting live, not knowing all the tech stuff, but still showing up as an unapologetic leader, still showing up as someone who is ready to help you step into more. And I'm doing it at a time I'm not sure. Is 4:15 Pacific Standard Time the right time? I don't know. I know I got the sun. I got the window here off to the side, and I know I got the sun shining on me, so I have to close my blinds. I know that I got lights on me. Are they the right lights? I don't know. But this is all about just taking massive action, right? We are living in a world now. It's about taking massive action. And I have a fan that's blowing on me that's making my allergies go crazy right now. But do you see how there's always going to be something that comes up? And it's all about, am I going to show up? Am I still going to use my voice? And as I was preparing for this conversation today, I was asking myself, I was wondering, am I ready to go live? Am I ready to share this message of the self-confidence revolution? Am I ready to talk about imposter syndrome? Am I ready to use my voice on a platform that reaches the globe? And how easily it could have been for me to say, no one's going to care, so why bother? And I share that with you all because I want you to be mindful of the words that I just said and the actions I took. My mind allowed me to believe that if I go live, no one's going to show up. And you know what? The universe, my energy, my body said, let's make it so. I said in my mind, no one's going to watch. Therefore, if I don't show up, what happens? Nobody watches. The power of our mind can make things come true. If I don't show up, I am guaranteeing no one will tune in and watch, right? But I decided to change that narrative. I decided to say, I'm going to show up. And if no one shows up live, that's okay. I put it out there. The person who needs to watch this, the person that needs to see this and hear it will watch it and will see it. So who am I to hold that information hostage when they need me? They need me to show up. They need me to step into my confidence. And they need me to say, I'm here to help support you. Again, I'm Renee Dominguez from Empowered Leadership, and we are talking about imposter syndrome today and how that shows up. I'm so excited that just a few days ago at my alma mater, University of Southern California, USC, fight on, that I got to be a speaker, not once, but twice during the 2 days at the women's conference. Oh my gosh, this is something that I have been applying for year after year after year to be a part of. And I was asked to speak twice. And the second I spoke on Friday evening, and then again on Saturday morning. And the topic that I was chosen to talk about was imposter syndrome. And I work with people from around the world and in different stages in their career or in their business. And I work with people who are starting off in their career. I mentor them all the way to people who are C-suite executives who come to me saying, I think I might need to take a step down because I am I don't know that if I go to another job that they will believe I am a C-suite executive. So they're willing to play small and they're coming to me, Renee, will you help me play small? Renee, will you help me play small so I don't have to show up as the person that I know I am because I'm scared? Well, if you guys know anything about me, I don't let anybody play small. I'm like, we're going to double down on that. We're going to go in, we're going to go deep, and we're going to unravel and uncover and shake up that belief that you have so that you can show up as an impactful leader in your career, an impactful leader for others around you so they can see and emulate what a leader looks like, what a leader sounds like. They get to see the behaviors of a leader. So no, I'm not going to let you play small. I'm going to actually help you step further into it. What type of company do you want to work for? What type of executive do you want to be? What's that lifestyle that you want? Let's go all in on that. And that's so exciting. And so many of us think that, oh, they got it figured out. I don't. So I'm not even going to try. I'm not going to bother. But I'm here to tell you that around 80% of the people who are in these positions that we think have it figured out are telling themselves a story that any day I'm going to be found out. Any day they're going to find out that I'm a fraud. Any day they're going to find out I don't know what I'm doing. Who here can relate to that? And that is something that shows up with so many people. Imposter syndrome, thinking we're not enough. We need to be more. We need to do more. And like, where does that come from? Where did we pick up that story? Where did we think that all these other people haven't figured out? I know I used to think that. I was heavily into imposter syndrome. And when I even started my business, I even asked myself, like, do I need to get another degree? Who am I to start a business? Who am I to have an impact on others? Who am I to use my voice? Who's going to care? There's thousands, millions of other people using their voice, probably doing a better job than I am doing with you today. But you know what? There's only one me. There's only one Renee. There's only one Renee who's here talking to you all without knowing all the tech, without we're having all these different situations and scenarios happening that's making my allergies flare up, that the sun's going to be shining bright in my eye, the lighting, I don't know what's going on, but I'm still here. I'm showing up because I have a message to share with you all. So again, imposter syndrome, how does that show up? So what I want to share with you is how it shows up and what can you do to kick imposter syndrome to the curb? What can you do to say no? I will not allow myself to go into that story. I will not allow myself to believe that old narrative. I will not allow myself to stay stuck. So how does it show up? Well, as I was sharing with you, 80% of the people who we think have it figured out have imposter syndrome. In my talk that I did over the weekend about imposter syndrome, I was sharing actually the moderator, Amy, was sharing that how Maya Angelou had imposter syndrome, where she thought, I have 11 Grammys, I think it was 4 or 5 best-selling books, loved around the globe, and she still believed any one day I'm going to be found out I'm a fraud. Any one day they're going to find out I'm a fraud, and I will have nothing to say to justify that I fooled everybody. This is Maya Angelou who believed that. I believe she also said, Amy was shared that Albert Einstein had imposter syndrome. This shows up when we don't tap into who we are. What are our strengths? What are our superpowers? What is it that we do naturally and easily? Those are the things that you want to think about, because when they come easy and naturally, I can speak from personal experience. When I work with my clients and it comes easy, they don't give themselves credit for it. They don't give themselves credit for their superpowers, for what comes easily to them, because it didn't hurt. They didn't have to grind. They weren't stressed. There wasn't that anxiety. And we live in a culture that, oh, we got to grind, right? We got to hustle. And if we're not doing that, we must not be working hard. Therefore, imposter syndrome kicks in. So let me share 3 strategies with you. Do I even have it prepared what those 3 strategies are going to be that I'm going to share? No, but that's all about just showing up, right? That's all about just putting yourself out there. We don't have to have everything mapped out. We don't have to have it all figured out. If you're going to write anything from what I'm sharing with you today, I want you to write this down. I do not have to have it all figured out. I do not have to have it all figured out. If you take away anything from listening to me today, which I greatly appreciate you doing, is you do not have to have it all figured out. You do not have to say, I have to figure out all the possible scenarios. Just put yourself out there. But let me get started with the 3 strategies I want to share with you on how to kick imposter syndrome to the curb. The first one is look internally and ask yourself, what do people come to me for? Is it for advice? Is it for support? What is it that they come to me for? And then how do I show up? How does that show up in my career? How does that show up in my business? How does that show up in my personal life? Do I tap into that? Do I double down on it? Do I utilize that as my strength? Or do I discard it? I put it off to the side. I say it doesn't count. It's not my strength. It's not something I'm meant to be doing. So an example on what that could look like is let me use me as an example. No, I don't want to use me as an example because that's just going to be really weird. So let's just say someone comes to you and they come to you for advice on leadership. They come to advice for you on guidance. But you have imposter syndrome saying, no one's ever going to hire me. People are going to find out I'm a fraud, that I don't know what I'm saying. They may think I'm a fraud, that I don't know what I'm doing. But when you take stock on what do people come to you for? Well, they come to you for advice. They come to you for leadership. So that's just one way to kick imposter syndrome to the curb, is to say, hey, that is not true, because people come to me for the advice that my company, my business seeks from me. That's really good, right? Okay, what could strategy number 2 be? Strategy number 2 could be, what do I enjoy doing? What do I enjoy doing? So an example could be, I will use me for this. I'm going to use something that has to do with working out, because I like that. I enjoy working out. I enjoy building up my endurance. I enjoy being out of breath. I enjoy camaraderie. I enjoy doing that in a community environment. So if imposter syndrome was to kick in, saying, Renee, no one wants to be a part of what you're doing. But then I look, well, what do I enjoy doing? I enjoy working out in a community, not community now, right? We're all virtual. But before, in a community environment where I would be running, and then people like, hey, I'm running too. I need to train. Let's all train together then. And we all train together. That's kind of how it's always been. I enjoy wine. If you guys know anything about me, I love me a good Napa Cabernet. Hey, let's go meet up at a winery. Again, all pre-COVID. But if imposter syndrome was to kick in, saying, Renee, nobody cares about you. Nobody will follow your lead. I can look, well, what do I enjoy doing? And who is always wanting to be a part of what I'm doing? And it's always going to be different people based off the different things that I enjoy doing, right? The same thing for you. But if you notice that people enjoy being around you with what you enjoy doing, you can kick imposter syndrome to the curb, because that's not true, that people will not follow your lead, because they do. All right. So what could strategy number 3 be? Ooh, let's think about this. Let's see. What could this be? Number three. Let me think about it. Here's a good one. You can kick imposter syndrome to the curb with this third strategy, this third tip, this third power hack, this third pro tip is, how do I show up for other people? How do I show up? Am I showing up as a leader who wants to make a difference for other people? Am I showing up as a leader saying, I'm here to support you, not the other way around? Are you showing up as a leader saying, what do you need from me to ensure your success? What do you need from me to ensure your success? Are you showing up as that leader who says, I'm here to help you be successful? I am here to help the organization be successful, and I'm here to help you be successful. What can I do to support you in that goal? That kicks imposter syndrome to the curb right there, because you are saying, I am here for a greater purpose that's bigger than just me. And when we can take ourselves outside of that mindset of just us, you can take yourself outside of that mindset, say, this is all about me. And now you're saying a different narrative. You're telling yourself a different story, which is, I am here, I'm rising above my own needs to support those who need me. So when you have imposter syndrome saying, oh my gosh, I'm worthless, I don't have a voice, and we start saying all these words that make us feel bad, that make us feel like, oh, like our body language literally hunches over. And when you do that, I want you to say, but how am I showing up? Am I showing up as a defeated leader, or am I showing up as an empowered, impactful leader? Just by those actions that you're doing with your body language, just by changing the narrative of that story you've been telling in your head, you can say, no, imposter syndrome, I'm kicking you to the curb. You are not welcomed here. So I hope that these 3 strategies, I would love to recap them with you, but I really honestly don't even remember what I said, because this was not scripted. This was not even rehearsed. I just knew I needed to come on. And sometimes that's just what we need to do, right? When we want to create a transformation, we need to take action. And this is what I'm doing with you all today. I'm taking action. I'm taking action into being part of that self-confidence revolution. And what does that mean? And what do I do with imposter syndrome? Sometimes we get so stuck in our head. I like to describe it as a washing machine, right? We just go round and round and round with that story. But if we were to actually play it out, it doesn't even come closely, remotely, to what that narrative we were telling ourselves. Nobody would care. Well, is that true? Let's play out that story. Will really nobody care ever? Probably not. Okay, then let's take action. Let's move together. Let's lock arms and do this together. And that's kind of what happened. I started this 8-week program with just this idea. Hey, I know what leaders need. I know they need the fundamentals. They need these basics. They need these 7 basic tools to really lay down that foundation and have that strong foundation so they can build themselves up. And I'm like, let me just see if anyone's interested. I had no idea. Did I have the story in my head that nobody would care, nobody would sign up? Yes, I did. But I still took action. And that action brought in the right women into this group. And then this group ended last week. And the week before it ended, they said, Renee, we cannot let this end. I was like, what? We cannot let this end. We've had so much transformation, so much growth in these 7 weeks that we cannot stop the train. We cannot stop this. We need to keep going. And one of the ladies, one of the women who were in that group within that time frame got a new job making 50% more than what she was making. Someone else is like, I'm ready to step into starting my side hustle business. Someone else is saying, I like who I've become, and that person I've been for the past 40 plus years, she's gone now. But I can't stop this train because I don't want her to come back. The growth that these women have been sharing with me, their transformation has just left me speechless. But can you imagine if I stuck with the story in my head saying, no one's going to care, so why bother? And I never launched my 8-week program? I would have been selfish, right? I would not have had that impact on these women who are having transformations. And then now my goal that I had, the reality, that dream that I have, is now bigger than the goal I had because I allowed possibilities to take place. I allowed myself to be in it and say, let's see what happens. I didn't control the narrative. I allowed it to play out, but I stepped into it with the mindset that this is going to be good. The right people will come. And they did. Now that was an 8-week program. Now they said we want a 12-month program. It went from an 8-week program to now a 12-month. I never had that forecasted. That was not on my plan. That was not in my goals at all. But they told me what they needed because they said we cannot stop. We want this for the long haul. So I encourage you to just take that one step into, what am I meant to do? Who am I meant to be? Who do I need to become to step into that version of that person I know I'm meant to be? Who needs me? Who needs me on my A game? That's a really good one, right? So I hope you found this helpful. Put it into chat what you got out of this. What was your one takeaway? It's all about action. Sometimes we become hoarders of information. Guilty as charged. We become hoarders of information because we say that I'm consuming. I don't have time to put anything into action because I'm consuming. Nope, I can't. I don't have time to do that worksheet. I don't have time to do that workbook. I don't have time to put implementations in place. I don't have time to create new goals because I'm still collecting information. That's all fine and dandy, but do you know you only retain 10% of that information that you're collecting and hoarding? You only are able to retain 10%. 90% comes from action. So just remember that. Spend more time on action to get 90% of that ROI. Ooh, that's really good. That's really good. So I would love to hear from you in the chat. How does imposter syndrome show up for you? Did the 3 strategies that I shared that I cannot remember help you? And if you have other strategies that you can share with others, because we all learn from each other. That is the one thing that has been consistent in my community, is that we are stronger together. Our growth is growing at a 10x rate than it would be if we were to do this on our own. So thank you for tuning in. I will see you all next week. I don't know if it's going to be at 4:15 or 5 o'clock. I'm going to figure this out and find out when are my people online, because I am here to support you. Thank you all and have a great day. Now I got to figure out, how do I stop this? End stream. All right. Bye-bye.